Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the National College of Ireland for Legends in Your Lunchtime. Now, when speaking on leadership, Ralph Waldo Emerson, a renowned philosopher, follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. We have Dermot Desmond with us today, a man who has never followed any path but his own, a man whose trail helped create thousands of jobs in the financial services sector and revive a fledgling Irish economy in the late 1980s. Now, I'm going to tell you a little more about Dermot in a minute or two, and if Claire Byrne does a good job, and I listen to Claire every single morning, so I've no doubt that she's going to do a wonderful job, well, then we're going to get a fantastic insight into someone who is often described as Ireland's leading entrepreneur. Now, my name is Stephen Kennedy, and I'm the Student Support Officer here at the National College of Ireland. And essentially, my role is to guide, support, and encourage our students on their journey through higher education. Here at NCI, we really strive for an environment that encourages excellence, celebrates differences, supports success, and fosters involvement. Today is the first talk in the new series of Legends in Your Lunchtime, and really the whole concept behind Legends in Your Lunchtime is to uncover some of the personal and professional experiences of key figures in Irish business. So really what we're trying to do with this particular series is to lift the lid on how some of our great modern leaders think. Over the years, some of Ireland's finest leaders have shared their extraordinary stories with us. We've heard how Denis O'Brien has climbed to the very top of the telecoms industry, how Bill Cullen built his reputation in the motor trade, and how Willie Walsh helped pilot Aer Lingus and British Airways to such remarkable heights. And now today we're going to hear from another great leader, the founding father of the IFSC, a man described as an eclectic investor with the Midas touch. Frank Gaines, an American politician, once said, "Only he who sees the invisible can do the impossible." And I think that this is particularly true in Dermot's case. In 1987, at a time when The Economist magazine described Ireland as the basket case of Europe, at a time in Ireland when there was 18% unemployment and 15% inflation, Dermot Desmond conceived the idea that Ireland, and specifically the Custom House Docks area, would become home to the International Financial Services Centre. The IFSC now houses over 400 companies and is host to half of the world's top 50 banks and half of the world's top 20 insurance companies. In addition to his obvious business acumen, Dermot has also developed a reputation as somebody who places corporate social responsibility at the very top of his agenda. He is chairman of Respect, a charity set up by the Daughters of Charity to help raise funds for people with intellectual disabilities. And Dermot also has a very close link to our mission here at the National College of Ireland, which is all about dismantling barriers to education, opening doors that have traditionally been closed, giving people a second chance. As one of the pioneers behind Progressions, which is NCI's new workforce development strategy for the financial services sector. Now, part of what makes the Legends in Your Lunchtime series so exciting are the first-rate interviews and the quality of the journalism. And we're in for an absolute treat today as we're being joined by Claire Byrne from News Talk 106 to 108 FM. Claire has a wealth of broadcasting experience spanning over 13 years in the industry. She was an anchor with Channel 5 and the ITN News Channel before coming back to Ireland to be a presenter with Ireland AM. From there, she became the main evening news anchor with TV3 and won the Irish Film and Television Academy's Award for Best TV Personality of the Year. Claire joined News Talk in 2006 and currently co-hosts The Breakfast Show with Ger Gilroy. And really, great journalism is one thing, and I think you'll all agree, and I certainly do, because I'm a big fan of Claire's, but she really brings a lot of fun and a lot of flair to the package, so we're really delighted to have her here with us today. So on behalf of everyone here at the National College of Ireland, our friends and supporters in the Metro newspaper and News Talk 106 to 108 FM, I want to welcome you here today and also sincerely thank Dermot and Claire for taking the time to be with us. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Stephen, thank you very much. That's some introduction. We just have to live up to it now, don't we? Dermot, when they told me you were coming along to see us, I had to ask them if they were having us on, because you're not known for doing interviews like this. You do very, very few. Can you explain to me why that is?
I think for a number of reasons. One is that it's taking place in the FSC, which is not too far away from my offices. Secondly, I'm a great admirer of the college, great admirer of Paul Mooney, the president, and the former president, Joyce O'Connor, and what's been achieved here. And so it's a sport recognition of the good work that's been done here. And thirdly, it's an environment where none of us can hide any of our talents under a rock or under a stone. I think we've got to go out there and we've got to work collectively to resolving the challenges that are out there. So this is part of that process.
But you do tend to steer clear of the limelight generally. I mean, what's the thinking behind that from your perspective?
There's two things that are important to me. One is my freedom and independence, and I don't think you've got any freedom and independence if you live in the public limelight. You know, in either dealing with journalists or with politicians, for that matter. So I try to kind of live my life privately and live the life that I've invented for myself. You know, part of the process in life is that you continue reinventing yourself and setting new challenges, and that should be done. Unless you're in public office, that should be done privately. And I'm fortunate enough that I have the resources, that I'm not working for a public company, that I work for myself and I work in partnership with my colleagues.
I want to go through your life, your background, and how you got to where you are now in a moment, but you mentioned politicians, and there is a symbiotic relationship, I suppose, between business and politics, whether we like it or not. And I want to talk to you really about how things are going now in the context of leadership, in the context of what's going on at the moment with this row within Fianna Fáil. Does that concern you? Are you worried about what's happening in Irish politics?
I'm more concerned what's happening in Ireland, really. I think that we've got major challenges ahead of us. We've got, challenges with public finances. We've got challenges in the general global economic crisis that exists there, and that's for all businesses. And we have somewhat lost our confidence as a nation.
Whose fault is that?
I think it's the fault. I think starting off, I think it's a fault of all. We're all responsible. We're all over enthusiastic. We all believed that we could walk on water. We didn't have the vision is that everything can correct itself, that generally things that move too fast you should sell, and if you want to talk about the financial crisis in Ireland, I think there's two elements to it. One is that how we manage our own financial affairs, and then the global crisis. And how we manage our own financial affairs, I think it was, first of all, poor regulation from the regulator, poor supervision or planning by the Department of Finance, and poor management with some of the banks, because we saw this property bubble getting higher and higher, and being fueled by credit being provided by the banks, and really nobody. Some people said put warnings out there, but nobody said stop.